Welcome back to another episode of the DPCast. I am Paul.
I'm Dan.
And this is episode 14, guys, and we have got a hell of a show for you this week. And we have got Will coming in on our final segment from Las Vegas itself, giving us all the movie news, reviews, and everything you want to be watching coming up in cinemas. But further ado, guys, I say we hit the jingle.
What's new with you?
So, Dan.
Yeah, baby.
What's new with you, buddy?
Well, this week I have been drumming. I've been drumming, yes. I'm doing because I'm. Did I tell you about the show I'm doing?
No, you did not. What's the show?
Well, it's a charity show I'm doing, and
right.
I'm playing the drums. Basically, it's actually, funnily enough, it's movie-based songs, and it's a bunch of people singing on stage, and I'm going to be in the orchestra pit drumming.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's quite fun. Yeah. Usually, well, I started off in this group singing. And I enjoy singing, but then the drummer dropped out. I was like, and my lady friend, she said, "Oh, Dan drums." I was like, "Yeah, I drum." Yeah, and they said, "Oh, can you play drums?" I was like, "Well, I'm a bit of an amateur drummer, to be honest." And I was like, "Yeah, if you want me to, I'll give it a go. I might not be any good, but." And that was in the last show for like a Christmas show.
Yeah.
And well, I think they liked me, so because they asked me to do the drums again.
Oh, fair enough. That's pretty
good. This show, I've realised how much of a shit drummer I am. It's like I don't know if it's because I'm bored. I tell you what, if it was asking me to rock out some fucking metal songs, I'd be fucking rocking. You know, I could bash out a good fucking metal song or a rock song or whatever. But these are quite ballad songs.
Dan's favourite.
Titanic. Yeah, My Heart Will Go On, Unchained Melody, that kind of stuff. Very, very simple beats, but I don't know if it's because I'm a little bit... They're very boring songs to play in the drums, because they're... And I don't know if it's that, because I think I get distracted, and it's like, ooh, there's a squirrel in the garden.
Ooh, pretty flower.
Like, ooh. Dan, keep time. What? Oh, sorry. Like, I think my drumming slows down or something. Is they say Unchained Melody for some reason. Da 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 da.
So what else you been doing, buddy?
That's my week. I made a new jingle.
We did indeed. You guys will be very much hearing that beautiful jingle that Dan has made in the coming couple of minutes. Well, I wouldn't say a couple of minutes. I would say maybe the next 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah, depends how long we get through now.
Oh, yes.
However long it takes. However long it takes.
Yes, I have to give Dan huge props. Last night, we were in work, and he's like, "I've done the jingle." And I was like, "What fucking jingle?" And then I totally forgot we were creating a new jingle for the new segment that was with Will coming up. What we are gladly to say, he's coming on this show now and should be on future shows as well, each and every end of the month. So we thought, screw it. If he's going to be a regular, we'll make a jingle for him. You know, it makes total fucking sense. So we made a jingle. Me and Dan sort of roughed it over of what we thought would be an awesome jingle for it. Dan came up with some really good ideas, like let's have this kind of noise playing coming in and all this. So we just left it at that. I don't remember talking much beyond it, like we'll get it sorted. And then last night, Dan just out of nowhere goes, "Here's the jingle," and I'm like, "Oh my god, that's incredible." So, guys, we're not going to spoil it for you right now. You'll listen to it in the next 20, 30 minutes anyways after the hypothetical question anyway. So, you'll realise how awesome it is, and we only have Dan to thank for pretty much all our jingles. I mean, we give ideas to Dan, and Dan just works them out. So, he's the mastermind behind that aspect, and the podcast itself. The podcast itself, he edits all that kind of stuff. So, huge props to Dan on that. Freaking...
No problem.
But
I enjoy doing it. So, yeah, it's fine.
So we've done sucking the dick of Dan.
Oh man, didn't even finish. Oh damn! I just realised something. There's a hole in my pajama bottoms, in a very sensitive area. Luckily, the camera isn't pointing down any further. Because ladies and gentlemen, we're on Skype. What we do, I record my end, Paul records his end, and Paul sends me his track, and I put him into a podcast. Nice, neat, and tidy. But we're also on video chat here, and luckily The camera of my laptop is above crotch level, so
Thank
it's safe. But,
fucking God. Do you know what I mean? Otherwise,
Yes.
they'd be seeing the freaking the mole in the nest, like freaking.
there'll be something else looking at you as well, not just my eyes.
But anything else you've done this week, dude?
I don't think that's about it. I probably have done something, but it's been hot as fuck.
Oh, you're telling me.
It's been a fucking roaster this
Right.
week.
You realise something, right? Anybody who listens to our podcast, you realise we're from Wales. Our accents give that away. But from the United Kingdom standpoint, right, we only do one of two things. We moan about the rain, we moan when it gets sunny, and we moan when it gets back raining again. We're a
Basically,
moany country.
We're a country of moaners.
Yeah,
We moan,
and we can never have it perfect. Have you noticed, like, when it rains, it's raining too much. When it's sunny, it's too fucking hot.
yeah.
The problem is with our country is that it doesn't distribute its heat well. So naturally, when it gets hot, it gets fucking humid. Like in
Yes.
other countries, like America and all that kind of places, you get hot, you have fucking gorgeous weather, and you can sleep at night like a fucking baby. We have gorgeous weather. We go to bed literally feeling like somebody's suffocating us with a pillow. It's
I think scientific. I don't know. I'm no scientist. I might be completely wrong, and people think I'm a thick shit. But I have a feeling it's something to do because we're such a wet country. We have a lot of moisture in the air. So when it heats up the moisture in the air, and it feels like it feels claustrophobic. It's all around. There's no escaping. You go outside, it's warm. You go inside, it's warm. And it's like at least when it's cold, you have the option to warm up and cuddle up and shit like that.
Well,
but when it's warm, it's like there's no escape.
No,
There's no
there
escape. I
isn't.
actually felt claustrophobic one day last week. I thought I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of the house.
Mm.
And I went for a drive, and with the windows open, I felt a lot better then.
Yeah.
And it was a nice drive as well. But fuck.
Yeah, I know where you're coming from. Literally, I was off last week, as you guys remember from the last podcast. I was midway through my 9 days off, like, and oh my God, man, genuinely, like, I could have picked a better week to get off. I mean, but sweet mother of Jesus, I mean, sleeping wise, that didn't fucking exist. I mean, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning jobs, freaking, you possibly get in a couple of hours. I mean,
Sheets got wet, but not in the good way.
yeah. Well, in my case, this week, I've been. Well, I want to bring up. We haven't. If anybody follows us on Twitter, we haven't been so. We haven't been so active on it. Yeah, active on it. Only because we're working through making it different. Dan, I'll have a chat with you about this after the podcast. I've had a couple of ideas last night. We had a chat. But at the same time as well is that we're not changing up the whatever location it is. It's staying the same. We're just changing up what we're doing on it so it represents the podcast. We want to make everything sort of merges together, not one does one does another, podcast does another. We want to make them all a unity item that we can go, right, if you go to our Twitter page, you go to our Facebook, you're going to get the exact same what our podcast gives you in perfect quality, harmony, and everything else that you want to be on it. And for you guys to get a hold of us so we can bring you onto the podcast. We have a couple of new listeners. One of them is, I play Clash of Clans, Dan, as you know. I'm a huge Clash of Clans player. I've been playing it for nearly 3 years. As people might look at my base and look at it as rushed because fucking it's a standard quote when you do certain stuff on it. But still, I love the game. I take the bumps with the grinds on it. It's amazing. Well, last couple of weeks I joined a clan. Then I joined this clan called Team Blitzkrieg. Something like that it's called, right? It's very Swedish. It sounds. Yeah, Blitzkrieg.
Oh, yeah.
And I met these lovely people on it. I mean, generally, like, their name's called, the leader of the clan anyway, is called Tim. And his wife plays on it as well. And they're new listeners. They were on chat to me a day back on the clan chat saying, like, oh, you know, who are... I kind of want to know on a personal level, you know, when you're in a clan, you kind of don't want to just be like, hey, Blitzkrieg, how you doing? You know, or hey this, hey that. You want to kind of know a person, you know? So we kind of got to know each other, and I told him, you know, I do a podcast, and lo and behold, I get a funny feeling they're going to be listening to this podcast. So I said, if you listen to it and you subscribe, as I think they have, I said I'll give them a shout out. So this is my shout out to Tim and his wife, who are probably listening to our podcast right now from somewhere in America. I can't remember exactly where he says he was from now, but somebody's telling me it's Indonesia. Not Indonesia.
Indonesia.
No. Freaking, there's a place in America that's close to that name.
Does it begin with an I?
Yeah.
Iowa?
Nah, I can't remember. Indonesia. Why the fuck did my head go to Indonesia? Fucking what a dickhead I am. Indiana.
Indiana. Oh, there we go. Indiana.
And that's why I keep my partner in the room. Freaking, that's. I got him gagged and tagged in the corner, and I bring him out when I need to.
That's what spouses are for, aren't they? Isn't it?
Say it again.
That's what spouses are for, aren't they?
Shh, Dan, you can't tell people that.
Oh, okay. Maybe this is why I don't have lasting relationships.
Well,
you cook.
You cook. You clean.
You cook in kitchen. No, I'm not a male chauvinist pig.
No, we're not. Genuine.
I'm a nice man.
We treat a woman right.
Yeah.
Treat them like proper Southerners.
Yeah, boy.
But
anyway,
no, I've been playing a crap ton of Clash of Clans, and I've I've been playing a metric shit ton of Ark. Dan, I am addicted to this game. It is like crack cocaine.
Yeah, you showed me bits of it. It does look impressive. I don't play Xbox, but it does look very impressive.
Oh, Dan, it's a game I can't get. Like, it's a game that at one point you go, fuck my life. I'm sick of this game. To the next day, literally loving it 5 times more than what you did the day before running up to it. You know, I mean, it's incredible how this game works. I mean, think of Minecraft with good quality graphics, with the schematics from that aspect, added with dinosaurs.
Cool.
I mean, could you go any better? I mean,
I don't know.
So, you should have seen me day back, right? This might not make a lot of sense to a lot of viewers, but it makes sense to people who maybe played the game. And there's this bird called an RG, what is pretty much like a massive raven in a Jurassic period. And it's like your flying kind of mammal that goes round and, you know, collects stuff. And it's kind of your weight-bearing bird to get shit like iron and coal and all that kind of crap, you know? Yeah. So I went on my little tours around the map that never should do because my internet's fucking blippy bloppy these days until I get it sorted.
Yes.
And I go up to like a snowy biome that I shouldn't really go near because I don't have the right clothing, or secondly, you know, I haven't got the right stats for to be doing it. I go and do that. I get attacked by a fucking a shit ton of birds. A shit ton of wolves. And I'm like, oh, fuck my life. Generally now, we're located in the bottom base of the map. Where I was nearly the top side of the map. So there's a hell of a fucking trek for me now to go and get our bird back. What we fucking need for it to happen. Yeah. So I take my Spinosaurus. Now, anybody doesn't know what a Spinosaurus is, a lot of people have watched Jurassic Park 3. And it's the one where the dinosaur comes around, has their telephone in his stomach, goes... That dinosaur is a Spinosaurus. Mm-hmm. And we got about 5-6 of them. Because at one point we started breeding the fuckers. That's another story or for another day. But at the same time as well, we took I took my big little cunt up like, I'm going to fucking kick ass and chew bubble gum here. Took it all the way up, done. I saved my bird, Dan. I saved my bird. Took it around the corner. I died.
Yes.
And I'm like, how the fuck did I just die? I've saved my bird. I've saved my Spino.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go up now on my pterodactyl. No, I don't have to explain that one to you guys. That should be standard. So I'm flying up to my pterodactyl now, fucking last ditch hope now to go and fetch my shit. I find my dinosaurs. I camp up on my fucking on my Spino. I go round the corner and I fucking die. And I'm like, what the fuck is killing me? Until I find out my fortitude, because I'm in a cold area, my fortitude is dropping because I'm dying of it. So, and at this point now, right, I'm texting my mate Sean. Now, Sean, you guys know he's on regular on our podcast. He's one of my team members. And I sent him a WhatsApp message going, use the fucking location, find the fucking animals, I'm fucking done with this game. I just quit out. I came back on yesterday to Sean going, I've got a moderate connection, I'm online, yes. How long have you been on for, Sean? I've been on for a couple of hours. Right, did you get our Spinos? Did you get our animals back, Sean? Yeah, one of them. We had 3 up there, Sean. Yeah, we had 3. Yeah. What the fuck happened to the other 2? Well, I got our RG, okay, that's good news because like we needed a bird. What about a Spino? Because the Spino was a big ass bastard we had with us. You know, he was a hard little cunt. Oh, he died. To fucking what? Like, Spino's like the second biggest animal in this game, man. You know what I mean? Like, the only thing that's bigger
Spino
than
in
it.
Jurassic Park 3 makes the T-Rex look like a tiny little...
And it is.
Thing.
And they do it vice versa in the game, Dan. It's exactly what you just said there. You know, like the T-Rex is like the third tier down from the Spino. But there's only one thing that's bigger than a Spino, and that's a Giga. What is just a monstrosity of an animal.
Okay.
And so, where's the Spino in, Dan? Sean? Oh, I got eaten. By a fucking what? By a Giga. Literally. And the next thing I'm like, did we tame the Giga? Because, you know, Sean's normally got quite a thing, like, you know, he doesn't let this shit sort of lie. Oh, yeah. Well, we tried. What do you mean we tried? I lobbed in about 50 trank arrows into his fucking head. The damn thing just looked at me and laughed. I'm going, fair enough, pal, fair enough. You leave the Giga there, buddy. You leave the Giga
I
there.
can imagine this Giga having a really dweeby laugh, like...
So,
you think that's going to work?
So I'm not gonna lie, I'm literally that's been my week plus. I mean, I've just been playing Ark flat out. I've been on Clash of Clans. We're doing a lot of wars, and shout out to my war clan. We are going into war tomorrow, and literally we're going to fingers crossed beating a team that's at 11 win streak at the moment. We're going to try and destroy their 12 win streak, and the 12 win streak would be against us. Yeah. So shout out to my Clash of Clans base on that one. Yeah, it's if you want anybody does play Clash of Clans who listen to our podcast, please join us. It's a lovely clan. It's very friendly. We talk quite in an adult manner on it. There's a lot of older generation on there because there's normally kids who play these fucking games, you know. But there is a generation that play it in their late 30s. What I've managed to get into quite a few clans of that aspect. And this one, Team Blitzkrieg. If you want to find that, it's BLITZKRIEG. You look it up, join us. I can happily bring you in as long as you're nice in the clan and basically quite active. We love seeing members come in. As I said, it's a game. If you've never heard of Clash of Clans, go on your Android or iTunes or iOS and search up Clash of Clans. It's one of the most popular games that's out there as a most active PvP / building bases. It's quite an exstantial game that, again, I played for 3 years and still very active on it. That's kind of game you like playing though, Dan, isn't it? You said you love playing games on iPhone and Android now. That something that, you know, you can just go on the shit, play for about a couple of minutes and then come off. You know, like, and you don't have to worry about it so regular.
Yeah, something that's not bloody high maintenance. Yeah. It's like I did start playing a game called King of Thieves.
God,
I think I got you into it for a little bit. It was good. I enjoyed it, but it got to the point where you've got to constantly maintain it, otherwise you get bloody robbed or something. Basically, the point is you make your own dungeon, and you got to make it a badass dungeon. Otherwise, other players can steal from your dungeon and money and gems and shit like that. And you could steal a shite load in an hour or something like that. But you turn it off for 5 minutes, you come back, and half your shit's gone. It's just like I just lost interest. I think I played it for a good 4 months or so.
Yeah, I think I got to a point where I was
doing very well, but I lost all my shit, and then I thought, nope, I'm deleting this game, deleted it, and then I went back to it. It's one of my best. It's addictive. That's the problem. It's addictive.
We actually had our own clan as well, didn't we? We called it the DPCast clan, didn't we?
Yeah, but it was called PDcast.
PDcast, that's it. Oh my god, it was too. Fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pre-DPcast. It was, I think we were just, it was in the building foundations of the podcast. And we thought, okay, well, I may as well make the clan our podcast name since we're going for it. And eventually it changed to DPcast. I don't know when that decision was made. But
no, neither do I. I think it was just sort of like, I just sort of made up some random logos, because guys, if you don't know, all the logos we do for Twitter, Facebook, all that kind of stuff, I do. All the editing, jingles, Dan does, and social media, I pretty much do a good 90% myself. Dan dabbles in and out of it. We got Sean, who works on our Facebook one, and Will now that comes on with us, that you will listen to at the end of the show now. So yeah, that's how like we distribute our stuff around this around the DPcast. And yeah, I think that I'm positive. I just sort of, I don't know, when I probably just went on DPcast, I sort of just went along with it and made a logo. It looks
I think
decent.
what it was, I think it might have always been DPcast, but I kept getting, like I think I said last week in last week's podcast, that I kept getting confused between DPcast and PDcast. And I think in the early days I was, yes, PDcast, because I always assumed Paul Dan, because you're the kind of show host in a way.
Yeah.
And so I thought, yeah, Paul Dan. But they made the logos, and it was DPcast. And I was still kind of going PDcast, DPcast. And I think when I went to make the clan, then it was PDcast. So.
Well, funny enough, what was it? Remember I told you like Lars had brought it up in the car when I was watching Backlash, and I said, when he set it up, I was like, that kind of makes sense. And he's like, why? What do you mean? I said, well, I host the show. And he's like, oh, here comes the dirt. And I went, no, but I do. I host the show.
Yeah.
DPcast runs me, and Dan always says, like, I host the show, and he's my core. He comes in with it. And that's what we've ran it for now, 14 episodes straight. I mean, there's no dirt, there's no nothing. Dan understands that aspect. He prefers it. I mean, we've got we try podcasts where Dan is going to be the host of it, and we still got them in working order. They still inevitably will come out at some point. But they're projects that we need to be more sustained with our audience to get just more of a following for it. But they will be there.
It's one of the things I don't mind doing. I enjoy doing it, but every now and then I wouldn't like to do it every week. I don't know. I actually haven't tried it, so I wouldn't know. But I enjoy doing it every now and again because I like kind of sitting back, letting you take the reins, and then I just have a chat in the passenger seat.
It's how we roll. And to be honest, I like this. I like the schematics all we have here, freaking, and that's how I love our system works here. You know, we don't stumble over each other as much as we used to early doors. But again, we're now 14 episodes in. I mean, as I like to call it, is that two dancers walking into a dance floor who don't know each other would be stepping on feet. Two dancers that start to learn their routines would start learning how to literally tango. And we've started to learn how to tango. We started learning how that you go in this position, I go here. And anybody who is starting up a podcast of their own, you got to realize this. Doesn't matter how good your friends. I've known Dan for most of my life. But at the same time as well, we got to really know each other. Right, as really good mates. When he became in one of his lodges that he's now in. And it was about 5 years ago, isn't it, Dan?
It's 2012, 5 years, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, 5 years. So that's when me and Dan really got to know each other on a more personal level, and like we're really good mates. As I always tell the guy, I count this guy like my bloody brother. I think I see the fucking guy more than I see my own family. But at the same time as well is that even though as much as I know Dan, couple of episodes, we're stamping on each other's feet. I mean, it happens. We're not used to this kind of system, this kind of schematics of that, you know, we're talking through Skype and trying to record. It's all new. It's all fresh. So it takes time. It doesn't matter how much you know a person. So anybody who does run into these things, don't get disheartened in the first couple of podcasts. It's going to occur. But yet, the more you get into that fluidity of each other, really knowing each other's grooves and how he talks and how you talk and how you can go in a chained aspect, run it between each other, work out your kinks, and look at us, we're at episode 14. I would say we know each other's the way we groove on a podcast, and it works. It works. I mean, to be honest, as I said, we are taking it into the next steps. We've had people on that me and Dan wouldn't have even thought in the fucking slightest we would have had on. But it's just having a bit of gab that I have that originally you guys would have known by listening to our podcast because I'm a mouthy little cunt. At the same time as well is that you just, if you've got them schematics in a podcast, you're born for success. And guys, if you want to possibly see me, I'm pretty sure I'm still going at the moment, and that is going to London Comic Con coming up in July 30th. It's around that date. I'll know for certain more. Our Twitter will have that. So if you want to get a hold of us on Twitter, that is at DPcasters, capital D, capital P, capital C, ASTERS. And that exact same at tag as the at DPCasters, will be able to get yourselves on Facebook too. Just either search DPCast or place in at DPCasters. And we're setting both of them at the moment. DPCast has been on Twitter, has been quite active for quite a while, isn't it, Dan?
Since the beginning, more or less, really. No?
Yeah, we're just trying to find our stride a little more with a different groove. And Facebook, we've only just pre-set up. So Facebook, we're trying to make it more for the fans. So when you guys want to listen to us, send in your hypotheticals, send in your questions, send in that you want to just something for the What's New segment. We're all grateful for your information to us. We're all the better for it. So if you want to download this podcast and give us all, listen to our beautiful voices, that is the DPcast. And if you want to listen to Dan's beautiful singing voice on a regular note, you can literally download it on iTunes, SoundCloud, and all Android podcasts as far as we can recollect by searching DPcast.
All Android platforms and iTunes.
Do you see what I got to put up with? Let's get into the next segment.
You are entering the Hypothetical Corner.
So, Dan.
Yeah, baby.
Hypothetical question, baby. Now,
here we go.
Before we used to pre-prep going into these hypothetical questions because I thought it was more better for, the economy of the show. Until I realised and started doing them really much. Until I started realising.
Good for the economy and the environment.
The economy and the environment. But at the same time as well is that I really enjoy just fucking blipping him on Dan and seeing his reaction and see what he comes out with because it's just a better fucking reaction, I kid you not.
Yeah, so, I tell you what, it's like, I don't mind you surprise me as long as you lube up first. So,
I'm all about the spit, baby. I'm all about the spit.
Fucking minger.
Anyways, buddy, again, here's the hypothetical question for you. If you could go back in time to change any event in history, what era would it be and what would you be changing?
Off the top of my head, I tell you what, I think time is a very delicate little flower.
Oh, yes.
So I wouldn't be changing anything huge. I wouldn't say I'm going to go back in time and kill Hitler. Because, to be honest, bit of an off-subject thing. If you were to kill Hitler, World War II wouldn't happen. Woohoo, people would think. But I've read many things. Like, if we didn't have World War II where we had World War II, we might be having a World War II now when we have nuclear powers and shit like that. Meaning, if we had a World War II now, it would mean the destruction of the world. So having the World War II then, where there was destructive weapons, but not enough to kill the Earth.
Yeah.
Then we had it then, so we know how bad it can be.
Yeah.
And now that we've had it, now we're very tiptoey around. All right, okay, we don't want to fucking start a World War III here because it's going to be worse now. So I'm kind of glad we had it then, even though it was bad, rather than have it now. Anyway, sorry.
No, you've got a point there, Dan, because literally, you think about it, is that by having a very... Because compared to World War I to World War II, World War I looks lackluster. In the
it was still bad,
count.
But there wasn't so many tanks and planes.
No, there wasn't.
More, the technology had advanced in World War II. We had tanks and planes. It was more airborne and greater weapons then. But I think... don't get me wrong, I'm probably wrong, but I think a lot of World War I was in trenches and stuff like that.
Yeah, and most probably World War II to an aspect. I mean, it's a form of line of defence, but at the same time as well is that you are right. There was nearly quadruple the amount of body count that was. I mean, I'm most probably understating that factor from World War I to World War II. So you think about that now, right? Is that World War II most probably showed us is that the massive body count that occurred, we don't want to occur that again. So that's most probably inevitably stopping World War III for us right now. Yeah. Now, if we didn't have World War II, there's a high chance World War II might be so on the tip and edge, we might have already have had it and lost billions.
Yeah.
So, there is that aspect that maybe World War II was meant to occur, as much as you said it's the things that happened was cruel. It must be saving our future selves, because we always look back on history to go, right, okay, this is not the best way to go about it. Just think about what happened last time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you're correct. Yeah,
I think World War II made us less gung-ho should go into going into a world war again. So that's like as we have, as I say, if we had a World War II later on when nukes were available, because our weapons are just it's quite scary.
Oh, well, to be honest, like we don't go so much into that because literally we anybody who understands what occurs is mental of how much thing and. Yeah.
So anyway, should we get back to a hypothetical question?
No, see, you said you wouldn't go down the Hitler route. Now, see, I was going to go the 9/11 route at one stage in my mind. Because I wouldn't mind seeing that if I could stop 9/11 that happened that day, right? I know we're going on quite a dark side here, but plod along with me on it. If we did stop 9/11 that day, would the way we are right now be so on high level risk and be happening so much?
Okay, you mean if we didn't have 9/11, we wouldn't be so aware of terrorists? Because I think 9/11 was the turning point where I think, right, this is fucking nuts. There's a definite problem, and it makes you more what's the word? Like an airport. I'm just going to say aware.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's exactly that. It's like, you think about now, right, is that, we all know about terrorists. We knew about 9/11. That's fucking, bog standard. But, like, would they be so active as what we see them right now if 9/11 didn't occur?
Exactly, yeah. It's like we wouldn't have, like, all this security at airports and stuff like that. You know, a lot of things, after 2001, you hear a lot of things, ever since 9/11. Ever since 9/11 we do this. Ever since 9/11 we do that. It's like we have more defences now because of 9/11, because that's opened everyone's eyes to the risks out there and stuff like that. And I know 9/11 was bad. It was horrible. But it could have had a lot of other things happening if it wasn't for 9/11.
Yeah.
So,
no, there is that.
Yeah.
No, I agree. But as I said, I want to take it to a lighter note because, as I said, we seem to go on quite a dark one. And I'm going to another wreckage in time that both in ones were actually perfect for timing, because at the end of the day, we do live in a society that lives just right now, and maybe both what we just talked about are very much homaging on where we are living right now. We live in this kind of this industry with us that lives in a bit of a fear, and we can't live like that, And right, I'm going to straight up to you guys. Freaking what occurred in Manchester. We're not going to hide the fact that it's saddening what occurred. Right, it's happened. And to be honest, it's heartfelt of what the people in Manchester have been fucking phenomenal to what I've been hearing on the internet. You know, what they've been doing, what they did, what occurred. And do you know what? Anybody who done something to help or donate or do anything towards it, props to you. Because do you know why? Yeah. Is that when they go online and social media aspect go in, heartfelt for Manchester. Yes, I agree. There is a heartfelt for them. But don't post online and don't do nothing about it. The people who did do something about it have my huge admiration for them, because they went beyond the call of nature to donate blood, help the kids. Whatever circumstance they did for in that area, they went to go and help. But there's a lot of people who are keyboard warriors that are just enjoyed, basically, we need to be a part of the thing. If you're not going to help something, to me, don't go on Facebook and basically spout and spur about it. At the end of the day, what you're doing is praising these ridiculous people that have killed innocent lives that night. And in my circumstance, that they enjoy. There's a people online that enjoy seeing the aspect of people going, pray for Manchester. That wouldn't have occurred if it wasn't for that guy. Don't give these people enough joyful nature to literally think that, look at the amount of people that are praising the aspect of what this guy did. Don't need to happen. What we need to happen is people coming together as a team, as a unit, and defeating the aspect of what this should not have occurred. There is people in Manchester, that country, that the entire city came together as a unit and done what, to be honest, I'd have seen in individuals, I'd have seen what happened from it. It is a beautiful gestures of what some people done out there. I mean, homeless people were fucking doing stuff. Well, I won't get into any more information because it was quite grim. But it was beautiful. And the people who done it beyond it helped out that guy who helped out that night. Homeless man he was, downright. He had nothing to gain, nothing to lose. He helped out innocent kids that were injured that night. Somebody the next day, after it all came into light, give him a house for 6 months. Give him, set up a donation page for nearly $8,000 and more. I think it's probably 5 times more now. That to me is helping somebody in the circumstance that it is. It's giving something back. I just don't like the people. It's like the Ice Bucket Challenge. Do you remember like when the Ice Bucket Challenge was a thing, Dan, where they don't? It's a sponsorship. You're doing it so you can donate money to a bigger cause, and yet people are just doing it because it's a craze. Yeah, like do you know when people are doing the Ice Bucket Challenge? It was for I've forgotten the actual the cause for it now. But the same time as well is that I just
what the
remember.
fuck has that got to do with charity?
Oh, is that when you've done it, you would have to donate a certain amount of money towards that cause.
Oh, fuck, I wonder how many people actually did donate.
Exactly that. It became a thing. Oh, it's Alzheimer's.
All right.
Alzheimer's
What
thing.
the fuck?
Yeah, it was something like that. But what it did, it became a craze, Dan. It became a craze to do it, and that's the problem. Is that as much people won't see that aspect of this. That's what it's become, Dan. It's become people going online and being a part of like, oh, I'm going to post this now. If you're not doing something,
contest, isn't it?
You don't sell.
Everyone's doing it, so I'll do it, kind of thing. So it's,
To me, I can avoid it because at the end of the day, I can't do nothing for it. And I wish I could. I wish I could have been there to help out or do anything in the future days running beyond it, because that city was on lockdown, really red alert for the inevitable couple of weeks. And there's stupid bastards in this world that will cause this aspect and then do bomb scares beyond it. What have been multiple locations since. Well, you guys out there, genuinely, like, there's places in hell for you people, genuine. Whoever can do that after what occurred, it's ridiculous. But anywho's, I just wanted to bring it, because literally, because I don't want anybody thinking that we're making this quite dark. I kind of want to be straight up with it, that, we can't keep doing this to the people to around us. And I think what I just mentioned, the 9/11, Dan, most probably would. You start to wonder, if 9/11 did occur, would days like Manchester, the London terror attacks, the runs in America, I can't remember them all, but there was the gay attack in that nightclub. There is multiple organisations that have occurred that have, you just feel like if 9/11 didn't happen, would this be such a thing? And would there be such a huge terrorist organisation being in such a big number right now? I don't know. I really don't know. But it does intrigue me.
They would have crawled out of the woodwork anyway, because I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think 9/11 was a different terrorist group. It was Bin Laden, wasn't it? Whereas the terrorist attacks now are ISIS. I don't know if they're related. They must be not.
I
haven't gone into depth in it, but I think they're two different thingies. So basically, they're but the same kind of concept. They think that killing themselves and taking people who are not of their religion is it's an honourable thing to do. Where it's fucking bollocks. They're a bunch of psychopaths using a religion as an excuse to make them make them martyrs and stuff like that. It's shit. Yeah. It's like that jihadi John, whatever his name is. Yeah. Just looking at him in the bloody video, it's like he's just a bloody chav with a knife and using it. He's not religious. He's like, and I don't know the Quran or anything like that, but I've been told there's nothing in the Quran that says killing other people of different religions is the way to go. It's a load of horse shit that they've made up.
No, it is. It is. It's their own culture, and what have caused they made their own version of the culture. But as I said, what we need to be becoming as a country, we need to become unified as a country, not stand. It's the one thing I don't know if you've noticed 5 times more. Social media blows up a scenario 5 times more than what it should be, and there is a lot of people who see opportunity to joke at the scenario. There was innocent kids that died that day. anybody's got children, you understand the aspect of what occurred. Yet at the same time as well is that if you were in that situation, you'd be asking for the exact same help that these families are in right now. And yet, the jokers and the assholes that basically have caused bomb threats since the factor, you don't realise how much people that they possibly, might have upset due to the factor. They might have even just, put a lot of fear into people. I mean, there's people like, we live in Wales. There was a bomb threat in Swansea the day later, Dan. Had to evacuate the full entire quadrant for nearly 5 hours because one stupid dick put 2 random packages as bomb threats.
Yeah.
Why? Why? Genuinely, we live in a weird fucking thing, and I know we've gone down a dark route. I might have mentioned that already, but I feel like this needs to be brought up. I know, obviously, we don't have a wide, people listen to us, but I feel like this is a very topical discussion right now, and maybe the question maybe wasn't aimed this direction, but we've gone down it, and I feel like it needs to be said because it's getting ridiculous, Dan. It's getting ridiculous. We need to be. We're going through a Brexit right now as a country. We are going through that NHS is, possibly dying of its own legs because of the people who are our government. And do you know what, Dan? I seen a tweet today about, right? And fuck, if I had a Bible, I'd be preaching from it. And that was, it went, if work happened last night, now obviously they were mentioning about the Manchester terror attacks, that if this happened last night and we had private NHS, how much worse would that have been?
True. Yeah.
People came as a unit that day because the NHS, that a free organisation that we have as our country to go down to hospitals and have free health care from these people. And we're not like America that has to pay for an substantial amount of money. Can you imagine if that did occur? I mean, the people who got injured, yes, there is money being donated to that thing. But at the same time as well is that there is people at the hospital, I don't think it would have been a totally different environment. Environment. I mean, it's straight up.
I'm not too sure how the healthcare works in America, but I'm pretty sure if it's a terrorist attack, they wouldn't be so cold as to say, "Oh, well, he doesn't have health insurance, so we can't help him." I think.
Dan, I'm hoping that wouldn't be the circumstance, but yet,
no,
it wouldn't shock me if that did come out either. Do you know what I mean? Because there is some cold-hearted people out there.
Yeah. The people high up in the fucking seats of these healthcare people. Look at them. That's why medicine is so bloody expensive. It doesn't. I'm pretty sure it didn't cost that much to make medicine. It's just they're making it expensive because there's such a demand for it. I agree. It's like that guy who I can't remember what the medication was, but he deliberately quadrupled the price for his or AIDS. I think it was some AIDS medication. And he deliberately quadrupled the price of it, something like that. Yeah. Just because he knew there was such a demand for it, and he's considered an asshole, of course. So,
yeah. I'm pretty much convinced there's a cure for cancer. Just it hasn't been announced because it's so cheap. Because it's such a demand thing, Dan. Such a demand thing. It's bonkers. Anyways, I don't want to go down this rabbit.
Yeah, it's the same as petrol and diesel and shit like that. It's like they're not going to get rid of it because the world runs off the money that's created from it. So, if there was a bloody cure to a clean fuel or anything like that, then they wouldn't let it come out.
Yeah,
these big high oil companies wouldn't let it happen because they're making so much money off oil and shit.
Yeah, I agree.
But anyway, as you were saying, let's get back to the hypothetical question. So,
which one did you change in history? No, I got to change. I'm going to change my one because we've gone down a route there, and I want to change my one. And most probably Dan one's more probably going to say that. I'm going to pick the Titanic. I'm going to pick it before you, bitch. I'm going to pick.
Read a book once, right? I actually read a book about Titanic. Exactly what you're choosing there. If the Titanic did not sink, and the future of history was changed, different people became president, and the future was very different indeed. But this was fiction, of course. But
yeah, but that does happen though, because naturally, there is multiple things. Now, me and Dan are huge Titanic buffs. We love the damn boat that went that happened, and it's become history of its own. And it's shocking that certain elements that the boat could have done that night would have occurred them to actually survive and make it into harbour. Like, the boat went to the angle that cut a pitch-size hole on the side of the hull. Now, anybody want to give that any interpretation, all right? If I'm not mistaken, the boat was the length of, I think it was 5 football pitches long, right? If I can remember correctly, there was an interpretation at one stage. I'm sure it was about 7 or 5 football pitches long this boat was. What is an extortionate
I don't
size.
think it was that big.
No, it
I don't think
was.
it was that big.
I think you underestimate the possible size of the Titanic was. I'm sure it was 5. I don't think it was 7. I'm pretty sure it was 5.
How many? I'm googling this.
Yeah, I'm probably going to do it. But I definitely know the hole that ripped on the side of it was over a pitch long.
How long was the Titanic?
Here we go, Dan googling as.
There we go. 3 football fields. I think that sounds a bit more thingy.
No, I thought 3 at the beginning, but it seemed quite small.
No, 3. I'd say I was about right. 3 football pitches. Yeah.
Because I know the hole ripped in a full football pitch long, nearly. To when they
I'd
measured.
say that makes sense because it was about the length of the gash on the side of the ship was about a third of the ship because it pierced 4 of the watertight bulkheads.
Yeah,
so,
something like that.
It could stay afloat with. I think it could stay afloat with 3 of them breached, but not 4. So, but I think it would have still gone down with 3 because of the way it was designed and stuff.
Yeah, the way it was designed, that each and every hull point had a tipping point of water to go into the next point, into the next, into the next. So inevitably it would have sunk. But the same time as well is that what the crazy part is that if the boat noticed the iceberg just a tad bit sooner than what they did do, and went full hull speed straight through it, they would have dented in the front part of the ship and sailed straight into dock.
Yep, pretty much. They would have had a massive dent in the first bulkhead or something like that, and that would be it.
Yeah,
maybe scuffed a few of the other 2 as they went if it went through, and it would still be afloat.
Yeah, it's one of the most craziest stories that I know. Is like they didn't realize, like a lot of people don't even realize the Ghostbusters 2 movie that has the Titanic come in and have all the dead people come off the path of the thing. It has a full entire ship. At that point when the movie came out, they didn't realize the Titanic had split in half when it went down. That's little fun facts for you guys. Little fun facts. And that's without as well. A lot of people don't even realize when the Titanic went down and hit the iceberg, that when it scuffed the iceberg, the rivets that were holding the plates together shot so much through it, they were like rifle bullets that occurred going straight through the iceberg that nearly cut the iceberg in half, they said. That's why it didn't ponder around the area, because they said the iceberg was a monster. But because of the damage that occurred with so many rivets hitting it, it nearly obliterated it.
Well, that's the thing, it's made of iron, and the thing about iron is when it's below 0, it shatters.
Yeah.
So making a ship made of iron and going through a very cold part of the sea, where's the logic in that?
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, this is a really distracting subject. This is a really distracting hypothetical question, Paul.
Isn't it?
How many times have we segued off into many different subjects here?
I told you.
Should we just do this thing now and just keep it lighthearted?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're picking Titanic.
Yeah, I'll pick Titanic.
Okay, pick Titanic. I'm going to choose the birth of Russell Brand. Because I despise the man.
I like it.
Yeah, I can't stand that. I gotta say, I do like him in films. He's alright in films, but I don't like him as a person. The way your revolution. Fuck off. Yeah, that's all right. There we go.
Thanks for bringing it up and note down.
Next segment. Jesus Christ.
Well, guys, you've been waiting for this segment, and it's we're gonna have onto our show now one of the guys you're gonna see quite regular on our podcast now, and that is Will himself.
You want to talk about movies? I know a guy. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now landing at Las Vegas, Nevada. Thank you for traveling with DP.
got our big man, friggin' from Las Vegas himself. Welcome to the show again, Will.
Hello, welcome back to me, I guess. Thanks for having me again and back here. We're going to be, I guess, starting our first week of my monthly segment. Is that right, monthly?
It is indeed. It's going to be monthly.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Welcome.
Thank you. And so what we're going to be doing here is we're going to give you guys, that DPCast audience everywhere, some movies to check out on all your streaming services, as well as my favorite trailer for the month and a new release that I think everyone should check out. The one thing we're going to do with our new release, though, is I'm not going to give you the Wonder Womans and the big major films. I'm going to look at some smaller films that are going to be coming out, especially during this time of the year, the summer movie season, to watch, to spend your cinema dollar on. Now, these are all going to be the release dates on this are going to be U.S. release dates because, of course, I am an American. So when we talk about release dates, it's going to be all U.S. Sorry, So without further ado, let's get to that, and let's get to the first film on my list. And I know I told you gentlemen to do this, but we're going to look at the first thing we're going to look at is the trailer that I recommended for this month, and that is my favorite trailer for the month and probably my second favorite for the year, Blade Runner 2049, directed by Denis Villeneuve.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We
That
both
looks
seen the
pretty.
trailer for this.
That looks pretty.
Yeah.
Not only does it look pretty, it looks damn good. It looks like Denis Villeneuve has nailed what Blade Runner was from the 80s. An existential adventure, you know?
I agree.
And
Genuinely,
he
it
kind
looks
of got
incredible.
the tone from the old film in there a little bit as well. He's like,
Exactly. That scene where Anna de Armas's character is just like 70 feet tall and pink with the big pink wig. That image is like stuck in my brain. It's so good looking, you know?
No, I agree. I'm amazed Harrison Ford. I'm amazed they've been able to get him into it right now because I'm sure that guy's on death's door. Freaking so literally, I'm glad they've been able to get him back into this
himself
movie.
as death's door with his bloody plane crashes.
Yeah,
He's exactly. He cheated death a couple of times already. I don't think Death's ready to go against Han Solo right now.
I know. He's like a cap in 9 lives, isn't he?
Yeah. He's got about 7 left, see, so perhaps.
Yeah.
Because didn't the Millennium Falcon door land on his foot?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got to think about flying objects,
Yeah,
hasn't
he has.
Gotta be careful because in Blade Runner, his car flies, so gotta be careful. Hopefully he's not driving.
he? Yeah, hopefully.
Oh, man.
Just take his license away, for Christ's sake.
That's one of those things you should have to be retested for every 5 years when you get to a certain age. And that age is whatever.
I fucking agree big time. When you hit a certain age, you're
To be fair,
convinced you
when
should be
he landed,
tested regular.
Right? That should include an eye test.
Yeah.
What does that line
To be
say?
fair, when he landed his plane on the wrong lane in the airport or something,
That's it.
he was very sorry about it. He did call himself a jackass for doing it, so he was contrite about it.
wait a minute,
It's
it's
given
gonna
right,
jackass.
mate.
He would have gone, I'm a jackass. Freaking, because he just mumbles into his own voice now.
I was just gonna say that's kind of like the only word he knows. Is like when something goes wrong, jackass. Just that's the whole thing.
He just grumbles into himself like.
He's reached that Gran Torino level of old man.
Yeah. Get off my lawn.
Get off my lawn. Get off my lawn, you guys.
Speaking of which, I love that film.
It's fantastic. Yes.
So what else have we got for us then?
Now, what else we have is here in America, we have something called Netflix. I know you guys have it over there across the pond.
Yeah.
Of course.
My pick for Netflix this month is a wonderful little Irish film that came out last year called Sing Street.
Okay.
Now, what this one is, if you haven't seen it, it's about a kid in the 80s who forms a band to try to impress a girl. Now,
Yeah.
the music is fantastic, and it works as a double-edged sword because he's forming the band to impress a girl, but it's also an outlet for him to deal with what's going on in his personal life, which I won't go into because that'll spoil some of the movie. The director of it is John Carney, whose previous 2 films are really good musical films in Begin Again and the Oscar-winning Once.
Oh,
It's a great Irish film about an Irish busker, and
yeah.
it's fantastic. You guys have seen it, right?
Yeah.
I haven't seen those two films, but I've heard of them. Yeah.
Come on, guys.
I know. We're just sitting here, we're doing the kind of, you're the headmaster or the head teacher, and we're just kind of sitting in front of you going,
So
No.
the best thing about Sing Street for me is as you see the kid get more influences. For example, when he starts listening to The Cure, the song he writes sounds like a song The Cure would have wrote.
All right.
Yeah.
When he starts listening to more
yeah,
Hall
cool.
& Oates, the best song in the movie is the Hall & Oates inspired song called "Drive It Like You Stole It." It literally sounds like you could have lifted it from 1985. It's great. I recommend everybody go on Spotify, listen to the soundtrack. There's some great actual 80s tunes like Duran Duran. I think there's a couple of other punk tunes on there. Definitely recommend everybody check that one out. It's on Netflix right now. You can also get it on demand if you have it in your country. We have another streaming service here in America called Hulu.
Yeah, we don't have it so much over here. Well, it was a weird one, but Dan said he thought we did, but I was pretty positive that we didn't.
Yeah, I'm sure I've been on the website because I think Hulu shows Raw and SmackDown on it.
It does.
Because I researched it once because I thought, I wonder how much Hulu is, and I went to research it, and I had a look. It didn't say anything about it not being in the UK.
I looked it up for you. It's not available.
Yeah.
It's not. Oh, never mind. Yeah.
You can go to the site, but you won't be able to sign in. What that one is that one's more TV based, but they have been stepping their game up with film recently. And I chose a very, very obscure and a little bit of an older film this time because I feel like a lot of my picks were kind of newer for this week. So I was like, I'm going to break it up and pick an older film. So I picked a film from 1999 called Jawbreaker.
Oh, yeah. That's funny. I tell you what, I looked it up, and they're making a TV series of it, aren't they?
I have no idea. I don't watch a lot of TV.
Yeah, I know. I IMDb'd it to see what year it was made. And there was another little Jawbreaker title there. I was like, what's this then? And it's a TV series based on the night. It's got no cast, no details on it. It's one of those really early IMDb entries where nothing is on there. It's just got a title. Yeah. In development. It's not even on that, it's just a title at the moment. So
when we talk about Jawbreaker, and I'm sure you guys have seen it, right?
I've seen it, yeah.
Yeah, Dan has it.
Cool.
A while ago. I can't remember.
We talk about Jawbreaker, you have to start with the cast, which is a lot of really talented actresses from the 90s. Rose McGowan, Judy Greer, who's still kicking now and today. She's been doing films even now. We got Rebecca Gayheart in it as well. Just a really, really fun movie about these girls who surprise their friend on her birthday by kidnapping her and stuffing a jawbreaker into her mouth, which subsequently leads to her dying. The nerdy girl in class notices that she's missing and suspects the popular girls. So to get them off her tail, they include her. It's a nice precursor to the Mean Girls.
Yeah,
Mean Girls.
It's kind of that time, isn't it? It's leading up to it.
Yes.
That kind of high school girls.
It's like I'm rubbish with titles. Like, say now, for argument's sake, I go onto IMDb and I double check this movie. There's a high chance I might have watched this movie again because it seems very familiar. You're telling me about it, but I'm fucking rubbish with names.
Well, that's
a high chance. It's always a good movie. I love Mean Girls. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm going to be straight up with you. I love that movie.
Why wouldn't you?
Again, Mean
Girls are good. I love the principal in it. Hilarious.
What's his name? Tim Meadows. Tim Meadows.
That's the one. Yeah. He was the star of the show for me. I loved him.
He's the latest man. The latest man.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. So the cool thing is once the nerdy girl played by Judy Greer gets integrated into the popular people, she has to hide the secret now as well. And it's basically them dealing with her getting out of control because now she feels like she has the power and she can blackmail them versus them also trying to maintain and hide their secret that they murdered their friend on accident. Really cool dichotomy. It's not a really well reviewed movie, but I totally have a great time watching it, and I've rewatched it multiple times.
It's a fun film.
Very fun.
Yeah.
Very fun.
Yeah. Like some films are like that. You just it's not the greatest film in the world, but it's such a fun watch. It's nothing too serious in it. It's just you enjoy.
It's a guilty
let your mind go.
Dan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
That's a guilty pleasure for me. Is Jawbreaker really fun? We actually have a really cool streaming service, and I think it's available to you guys as well. It's called Tubi TV. It's a free app that you can download on iOS and Android.
Yeah.
It allows you to watch free movies, but you do have to sit through some commercials. We've been talking to them over Twitter about having them work with us here for this particular segment that you guys have given me. So far, so good. They said once the business there settles down because they've just acquired a lot more money, to do what they're doing.
Yeah.
One movie that's on there is a great film from 2015 called Cooties.
All right.
Oh, I really want to see this. I really, really want to see this.
Dan did his research, Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah. Literally, I have not heard what this is. What is this?
Cooties.
Yeah.
Cool. I've never heard of it. What is it?
So I'm about to tell you. So Elijah Wood stars as a substitute teacher teaching at a school full of K through fifth graders. When one day a infected student comes to class, we don't know what's wrong with her. She's got some sort of fever. Turns out it's a flesh-eating bacteria that causes them to turn into flesh-eating monsters. They're all little kids, mind you.
Yeah.
The entire school starts to get integrated, and now we are here with a group of teachers trying to escape these kids who have a disease that they're calling Cooties. And it basically plays like a Dawn of the Dead. Instead of a mall, though, it's a elementary school. Or well, I don't know what you guys call elementary school. Or school.
Yeah.
Primary school, as they call it over here. Yeah. From the trailer, I noticed they say that it only infects people or children who haven't gone to puberty yet.
Yeah.
So it's a child zombie virus, basically, is it?
It's exactly correct. It's a child zombie virus, which is interesting because they'll eat the adults. So the adults aren't safe from death here. In fact,
This is mental.
It's completely insane. The cool thing is they don't play it serious at all.
No.
Totally works for what they're doing because there's no sense of like giving a crap about like being serious. And Elijah Wood stars in it with Rainn Wilson, who you were bringing up earlier from The Office, who's fantastic,
right,
and an actress who I really like, Alison Pill from Scott Pilgrim versus the World and The Newsroom.
Oh, yeah.
She was the drummer. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's her.
Yeah.
I knew I'd seen her somewhere.
Yeah, she's also in Newsroom. If you've never seen Newsroom, it's an HBO series here in the United States.
Is she in that?
Yeah, she plays the production assistant turned executive producer on the show.
Oh, is that the one that turns a bit gothy at the end of the series?
No.
No. Okay, wrong character. Never mind.
And then it also has a great director / actor, Lee Winnell, who's really, really funny in this. There's some really good characters, and what I really love about it is it's all caricatures of like tropes that you would see in school, but they play them up to the teeth insofar that it's ridiculously hilarious.
Yeah.
So
I think there's a line in the trailer that I loved. It's Rainn Wilson. He says, "You know that scene in the movie where everyone gears up? This is that scene." they kind of do all the.
There's a great montage after that in the movie that you guys have to see to believe. It's really, really great. The next film is from Amazon Prime, but this is the U.S. Amazon Prime, so I don't know if it'll be available there. You guys can check if you have Amazon Prime. It's great
it's
film.
not on Amazon Prime. I looked it up.
Yeah. See, it's not on
I want
yours?
to see it. No, I looked it up, and it's one of those things you can buy it for £2.50, but yeah, it's not on Prime free.
£2.50. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
£2, I'm telling you. But it's a great film from last year. That's a little tiny film called My Name is Doris. And what this one is it's Sally Fields stars as a very depressed woman whose mother, who has just died. Her mother was her best friend, and she's just kind of trying to deal with that. And she meets this young new boss played by Max Greenfield from New Girl.
Okay.
And they kind of strike up a friendship, but she's too scared to like be friends with him because he's like way younger.
Yeah.
At the same time, though, she's dealing with her in-laws, her brother, played by Stephen Root, who's amazing, and her sister-in-law, played by Wendy McLennan McCovey from the Goldbergs. They're trying to get possession of the mother's house, which Doris currently lives in.
Yeah.
She's dealing with all that, and she's also got like people at work telling her she's too old to be there, including Kumail Nanjiani, which we'll get back to in a minute here.
Okay.
The importance of him in this week's session. It's directed by Michael Showalter, who did a great film from about 10 years ago called The Baxter, which I really love. If you've never seen The Baxter, check that one out too. But this plays into my new release for this month. The film I'm really excited for. It comes out, U.S. release date is June 21st. It's a really cool called The Big Sick.
Oh,
this one stars Kumail Nanjiani as well. But it's based on the relationship he had with his real life wife who in the movies played by a very talented actress named Zoe Kazan.
Okay,
Okay. Yeah.
You may have seen her in basically everything. A little known fact: her grandfather is actually Elia Kazan, the director of On the Waterfront.
Oh, I know you are. Yeah.
But the thing about Elia Kazan is he was blacklisted in Hollywood after he named names during the infamous blackballing of communists in the 1940s during the McCarthy Act.
Oh, I see.
He was a snitch, and that's actually what On the Waterfront out was him. The backlash he was receiving about that. But that's this film. It's great. These two people meet, and they're not certain if they want to be together. Nanjiani's character, being of East, I think he's Indian, so he's Indian descent, is being set up by his mother with good Indian girls, but he's not really interested in that. He's more interested in this woman that he is interested in. She falls ill.
Right, yeah.
She falls extremely ill, and upon doing that, ends up meeting her parents in the hospital. Her dad, played by Ray Romano, has some lines in the trailer. That I'm really excited. Like I said, I'm really excited to see what they do with this thing, because it received a lot of praise when it came out on I think it was Sundance last year. Yeah, Sundance this year. It received a lot of praise. It currently holds a 97 on Rotten Tomatoes. So everybody's really excited about this. The problem that I think with this movie is it's probably going to get lost with its June release date.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shit coming in. I gotta say, with this one, it looks like it deals with diversity and stuff in a funny way, with comedy in a kind of way. I think it looks really good.
Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest striking points for the movie itself is how it deals with the diversity. Because the character's an Indian and he's got this planned marriage thing that he has to deal with, but he doesn't really want to deal with that.
Yeah.
More interested with what he has going on with this character played by Zoe Kazan. Also, Holly Hunter plays the mom, and she has some really funny stuff in there too. Which in that trailer, I was cracking up the whole time thinking about that. One really cool point is it's actually June 23rd. I got the release date wrong, but I'm going to see what else comes out that week so we can discuss how we think it'll fare.
Okay.
Okay. So actually, it might have a chance this week because it's coming out the same week as this great movie called The Bad Batch, starring Jason Momoa and Suki Waterhouse.
Okay.
Right.
Directed by the director of what was her name? What was the name of the movie? A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night.
I recognize that title.
Have I seen that film?
Yeah,
have I seen that?
It's a new movie from Anna Lily Amalpour, who directed that movie, and then The Beguiled, which just won Best Director at Cannes for Sofia Coppola. So it's three indie films that day coming out.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah, a lot of buzz about The Beguiled as well, but I'm more excited for The Big Sick because I think I'm going to relate more to it.
Yeah.
And I just think that there's a lot of good stuff going around here. So of the 5 picks, I'd love to know which film are you guys most excited to check out?
For me, I'd have to say Hello, My Name is Doris, because it's got Sally Field in it, and I love Sally Field. Anything she touches for me is good stuff. What's the zombie one called now?
Cooties.
That's what I'm watching.
Cooties.
I'm all about it.
I'm not going to forget that. Cooties. That just looks like a hell of a fun watch. The trailer was awesome, and I love the guy from The Office, Rainn
Wilson.
What's it? Rainn Wilson. I've meeting the names today. Jesus. So those two, I would say, are my top ones. But to be honest, all of them look pretty damn good.
It's a really nice choice. Fair play, Will.
I think I've already seen Jawbreakers at some point in the last, when was it out? 17 years, something like that. It's been out now. So at some point I have seen that. I can't remember it all that well. So
18 years officially. It came out in February 1999. So 18 years.
1999. Wow. Oh, wow. God, does that make you feel old?
Yes. The kids who were born the same year that movie came out can now legally vote.
Yes. Oh, Christ.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, when you think of it like that is mental.
Yeah.
Again, but
Cookies.
this is really nice lot of movies. Fair play to you. I can't wait for the Cooties. I've never heard of that, but yet what you just told me sounds absolutely phenomenal.
So I watched the trailer. How has this slipped under my radar? It looks like a silly film that I have not seen. Why?
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing. It slipped under your radar because it slipped under everyone's radar because it wasn't released massively and widely. I don't even think it went over to Europe.
Oh, wow.
I think it had a limited run here in the United States. So
a lot of Rainn Wilson films don't really come out like there's not a big hype for the films. I've seen a few films with him in.
well, Super did.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, Super had.
Oh,
that was
Super,
directed by
that's a
James
great
Gunn.
movie.
That was directed by James Gunn, who did Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
And then
Super was a great movie.
Yeah, and The Rocker was out pretty much everywhere, but that's just a terrible movie. So
Oh, right. Yeah.
just stay away from that. I'm really actually excited that you picked up on that you were excited about Hello, My Name is Doris, because I wrote that one down for one of my picks, and I was like, nobody's going to want to see this.
Yeah,
But it's so
I do. It looks like such a charming film. I really want. And as I say, I love Sally, and it looks like she plays something a bit different than what she usually plays. Because she kind of plays a bit sort of intimidating characters sometimes.
It's so good.
To see her
There's
playing
this,
this kind of
Yeah, there's this great scene where they go to a concert, and she has a different sort of sensibility. She has that kooky old lady, the way she dresses.
Yeah.
And they all the hipsters at the show totally buy into this weird fashion sense that she has, and so she fits right in with them. And that's so cool because you're worried about that the whole time. You're like, oh, are they gonna like her? Please don't dislike her. She's so nice.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Oh, there's another line in it as well. What was it now? I think they're on the. I think is it her daughter she's with? They're on the internet. They're setting up a dating site for her.
That's her niece.
And her niece is it? And it says, "Oh, what name shall we have? Lilith Primrose? No, Lilith Comeswell." It's like, no, we'll stick to Lilith Primrose. It's really funny.
Yeah, there's some good jokes in there, and that's what makes that movie so interesting to me. But if I had to, pick my favorite one, the one I'm gonna rewatch, and I'll probably rewatch it when I get done here, it's gonna be Sing Street. The music's too good.
Yeah.
The music's too addictive.
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna watch that.
Freaking love it. I freaking love the damn thing. I've seen it twice already. I own the Blu-ray. It's on Netflix, so you don't have to buy it on Blu-ray if you don't want to. It's so damn good. It's John Carney to me is one of those underrated directors who, since he's only done three real films, he gets overlooked. But the two other movies he's done are music based and they're brilliant. Begin Again has a great makes Adam Levine from Maroon 5 look like he knows how to act. He's great in it.
That says a lot.
James Corden plays the fat best friend.
Oh my God, you got me in now. James Corden's in it. That guy's in it. Anything that guy's in is gold.
Yeah, see, he plays Keira Knightley's fat best friend, and then Haley Steinfeld and Mark Ruffalo round out the cast on that one.
Right, Jim, I might give that a listen to now. As soon as you just had James Corden in it and the rest of the cast you just mentioned, I'm in. Anything with James Corden is gold. Freaking.
No, you turned me off for a second there with James Corden. I hate James Corden. But when you said Mark Ruffalo, then I was like, I'm back.
Mark Ruffalo's great, so. And then Most Def is in it, too. That's cool.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
I think I've heard about this movie.
Maybe I need to see the trailer again, just to refresh myself on it.
I would. And if you don't walk away from Begin Again singing Lost Stars in your head, you're delusional. It's going to be in your head. And then, of course, Once is absolutely beautiful. You guys have seen Once, right?
I haven't seen Once.
I haven't, no.
It's about a busker in Dublin who is writing music, and he falls for this. We don't know if they fall in love, but they strike up a relationship with a she's a Czech piano player played by Markéta Globa. They won the Oscar for Best Original Song for Falling Slowly, which is a beautiful duet ballad. They actually, a little known fact, and this is a DPcast nugget of knowledge for the day.
Okay.
There is a sequel to Once that was not directed by James Carney, but also has nothing to do with the characters in the movie so much as the two actors that portray them. The brilliant Markéta Globa and the absolutely unfathomably talented Glenn Hansard formulated a band after the movie called the Swell Season. The two of them started playing music together for real in real life and started dating. There's a documentary, sort of a pseudo documentary called The Swell Season. It talks about life on tour with them, and they go on tour with a great band called Iron and Wine, who you may have heard on such soundtracks as the Garden State soundtrack and Twilight. One of them, I don't remember which one.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
So
is it Once and then
it's
Nancy
a great
was the
documentary.
sequel,
That one is available as well.
Yeah.
The Swell season was the second one, and it's not really like a sequel
Swell season.
so much as it is a pseudo sequel based on the two real life people.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, cool. I'm writing them down now to go and watch them. So,
in closing, I'm gonna wrap this up by saying those are my picks for this month. Awesome. Everybody should go on and check them out on the streaming services I have named. If you don't have any of those, find some way to watch all 5 of these movies because I think you're gonna have a great time with them. I think especially Sing Street. I think everybody's gonna have a great time. I look forward to seeing The Big Sick. Maybe by the time we do this again, I'll have seen the movie and I'll be able to tell you what I think about it. I'm looking forward to Blade Runner in October 6th is the U.S. release date for that. I'll be there for that one. In closing, thanks so much for having me again this time, guys. Check me out on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Film Snob Reviews. We're going to be posting some cool stuff. And if you're in the Las Vegas area, in July, we're going to be hosting a screening of the brilliant anime Akira here.
Oh, nice.
At the AMC Rainbow Promenade. So if you're in the Las Vegas area and you want to attend that screening, stay tuned to my social media for how to purchase tickets. We're going to be doing a Q&A about movies, anime, and animation in general afterwards.
Oh, cool.
Oh, fantastic.
Good.
Well,
I'll get my plane ticket to Vegas. Right.
Well, you guys need to follow Will on all his projects he does. He does it in such awesomeness that he does it on Twitter and all the stuff he just mentioned. But if you want to get a hold of us in the same nutshell, we are at the DPcasters, capital D, capital P, capital C. And you can find us on Twitter, Facebook, Mayor as well. Will is one of our admins on Facebook. So if you want to have a chat with him on that with us, we've only just set it up. So if you want to have a chat with him about maybe inevitable movies coming up or anything of that caliber, maybe trailers that you've enjoyed, and maybe Will can give you a bit more of an insight, Will is linked with our Facebook. So have a chat with him on that, or even go on to his own.
You can also recommend movies for the next time we do this, and I'll give you a shout out if I pick your movie.
Sounds like a plan. Yeah.
This is why we bring him on regular. He's doing a good job, yeah.
Yeah, damn right. Yeah.
But if you want to download this, guys, you know where to download it from. Is going to iTunes, SoundCloud, and all Android podcast apps by searching DPCast. Otherwise, guys, Will, it has been a pleasure. And that is a week, boys.
Yeah. Do you want to give do you want to give some plugs, Will?
I have nothing left to plug.
All right, you ready to do it now?
Yeah. Have a week, guys. Ta-da.